Okay, so this is your next set of notes. This is the first set of notes for Ecology 1. So take a minute and set up your paper. We have Ecology 1. This is Unit 2. And this is for remote biology or anyone who misses class so that they can study or get their notes when they need it here. So if you'll get a couple of different colors of pens, that'll help you here. Let's start off with b10C. b10C says you're going to analyze the levels of organization. And you should remember the levels of organization from your earlier science classes. At least you should recognize them. You're going to analyze the levels of organization. Let me make this a little bit bigger. In biological systems. And you're going to relate the levels to each other and to the whole system. So you're going to relate the levels to each other and the whole system. Now, analyze means that you're going to look for patterns in things. And in this case, the pattern is really pretty simple because the pattern is that we're going to be going from largest to smallest, and each smaller thing groups together in many cases to form the next thing above it. So before we get too much into detail there, let's look at a definition for ecology, and we're just going to give a straight, simple translation. So if we translate this from the Latin, this means the study of the home is what it translates to. It's where an organism lives. Now, let me see if I can make this just a little bit bigger there. Okay, so the study of the home. And so let's start off here, and this is going to be the levels of organization. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here and list off all the levels of organization, and I'm going to leave a blank space between each one of them so that we can go back later in the next video and we can go and talk about what each one of those are. So we start off with the smallest part of matter, and that's an atom. You get two or more atoms that are chemically bonded together, and you have a molecule. And now we're going to take a big jump here, because if we look at the little bitty tiny parts that are inside cells, we call those organelles, and those are quite a bit larger than some of the largest of the molecules. So there's a big jump in size from here to here, but it's still going to be a nice level that we go up. If we have the smallest part of a living thing, we have a cell. If we get two or more cells that are working together, similar cells that are working together to perform a function, we have a tissue. And then if we have tissues that are similar, that are working together to perform a function, then we have an organ. You guys should be recognizing them. If we have organs, two or more organs that are working together to perform a function, we have an organ system, or just a system here. And then we can continue on. If we have all those organ systems, think about all the systems that are in the human body. If we have all those organ systems functioning together, we have an organism. But we don't stop there. If we look at the organism, if we look at all the same types of organisms that are in one area, same species, we have a population. So if we talk about the populations, we can talk about the population of humans in Borger. We could talk about the population of dogs. We could talk about the population of fiddleback spiders if you wanted to. But those are all in the same species when we talk about those populations. If you have all the different populations, dogs, fiddleback spiders, humans in an area, then we say that's a community. Don't give me a definition for something that's not a science definition. Some of you guys gave the definition for law, and it was a nice social studies or history definition. It was not a good definition for science. So keep in mind that you're always in a science class here. You need to give the science definition for things. If we consider the community with its non-living environment, we have an ecosystem. And then if we take into account the ecosystem all of the ecosystems on our planet, what we have then is a biosphere. So these are the levels of organization. In the next video, we're going to go back and fill these in and give a simple explanation for what each of these things are.